So, Animorphs number 5, The Predator. There's 24 chapters. My name is Marco. I can't tell you my last name or where I live. Believe me, I wish I could. I like nothing more to be able to tell you my name is Marco Jones, or Williams, or Venquez, or Brown, or Anderson, or McCain. Marco McCain, that's a nice name, nice sound, doesn't it? But McCain's not my first name. I'm not even gonna swear you that Marco is my first name. Very smart. See, I'm hoping to live a while longer. I'm not gonna make it easier for the Yerks to find me. I live in a paranoid world, but just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean I don't have enemies. I have real enemies. Enemies that would freeze your blood if only you knew. So see, I'd like to tell you my name, my address, my phone number, because if I could do that, it would mean I no longer had enemies. It would mean my life was normal again. It would mean I could go back to minding my own business. And I believe in minding my own business, which is why what happened on my way home from the 7-Eleven was so dumb. I was walking down the street with some low-fat milk, loaf of bread, a bag of peanut M&Ms. Some mom and dad gotten stuck with a lot of shopping and stuff for my dad and me. This 7-Eleven in the greatest neighborhood, so I was kind of walking fast, mind my own business. Trying not to think about the fact it was after 10 at night, and then I heard it. Just don't hurt me, just don't hurt me! It was a man's voice, an old man from the sound of it. It was coming from a dark alley. I hesitated, I stopped, I pressed myself back against the cold brick wall of the building and listened. Just give me the money, old man, don't make me hurt you, a second voice said. A younger one, a tough voice. I gave you all of it. Then he said something I can't repeat. Basically, he was getting ready to pound the old man. I heard other voices, 3 of them in total. It didn't look good for the old man. This is not your problem, Marco, I told myself. Stay out of it. Don't be an idiot. 3 punks, each of them probably twice as big as me. I'm not exactly Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not even average for my age, so I kind of make up for being cute, and charming, and witty, and modest. But I was pretty sure every gang members at Alley were going to be very impressed by my cuteness. Fortunately, though, I have other abilities. It's been a while since I've done this particular morph, but as I concentrate, I feel it coming back. I stood in the opening of the alley and hid in the shadow of a very smelly dumpster. The first thing that happened was the fur. It spread quickly from my arms and legs all down my body. Tough, thick, ragged, rough, and black fur. It grew long in my arms, and black in head. It was shorter everywhere else. My jaw bulged forward. I could hear the bones in my jaw grind as they stretched and non-human DNA changed my body. It doesn't hurt. It creeps you out at times, but morphing doesn't hurt. As morphs go, this one wasn't bad. I mean, I still got to keep my usual arms and legs. Not like I'm morphing into an osprey or a dolphin. I mean, when I was a dolphin, I was breathing through a hole in the back of my neck. With this morph, I had arms, only they are bigger. A lot bigger. My legs bent forward. My shoulders grew so massive like having a couple pigs sitting on my back. I had an enormous round belly and a leathery chest. My face was black, bulging rubbery mass. My eyes were practically invisible beneath my heavy brow. I had become a gorilla. Now, here's the thing about gorillas. They're the sweetest animals around. If you leave them alone, they will mostly just sit and eat leaves or whatever all day. And that's all it really wanted to do then. Eat some leaves, maybe a nice piece of fruit. But I was in that head too, along the gorilla's instincts, and I decided to teach those punks a little lesson. See, now that I was in that gorilla body, I weighed 400 pounds, and I was mighty strong. How strong? Let me put it this way. Compared to a gorilla, a human being is made out of toothpicks. I wasn't just twice as strong as a man, I was maybe 4, 5, 6 times stronger. Further down the alley, the punks had lost patience. Let's just kick his butt, one of the geniuses said. That's when I decided to say hello. To get their attention, I picked up the dumpster and threw it against the far wall of the alley. Okay. Yes, an entire full-size dumpster. Crash! Boom! What was that? Look, what is that thing? Whoa, it's some kind of monkey! Monkey, I thought. Excuse me? Monkey? I'll show you, monkey. Before I could decide what to do, I charged. Knuckles scraping the dirty ground, small hind legs propelling me forward, I charged. If the punks had any sense, they would have run, but they didn't. Get it, one yelled. I grabbed him around the arm with one massive fist. I lifted him straight off the ground and threw him over my shoulder. Ah! He landed on the ground behind me. The other rushed to rush me, one on the right and one on the left. I saw a knife glittering and it slashed my arm. It almost hurt. Almost. I yelled in pure gorilla. My injured arm landed a backhand blow at the knife guy's chest and he flew back. I mean flew. He hit the wall and dropped. I just grabbed a third guy by his shirt collar and threw him in a dumpster. Don't kill me! He cried as he sailed through the air. I had no intention of killing anyone. A wholesome knife guy in a dumpster was his friend. He wasn't breathing well, but I figured he'd survive. Ha! I thought, who needs Spider-Man when Marco's on the case? While I was telling myself how cool I was, I heard the sound. It was a click, 2 clicks actually. It's not an automatic pistol being cocked. I spun around. Blam blam. It was the first guy, the one I'd thrown over my shoulder. He was up on his feet with his gun pointed. I was big and powerful, but a gun is a different story. And loud. Man, are those things loud. Ha! Come and get some, monkey man. I burrow behind a dumpster. I lean my massive shoulders into it, send it rolling and spinning, sliding into the guy with the gun. Ah! Pff, so much for the guy with the gun. I checked. He was still alive. He wasn't happy, but he was alive, and the gun was nowhere to be seen. It says something he's so strong he can turn his cover into a projectile, really. Well, Mucker, I thought, that went okay. Let's find somewhere private, demorph, call 911 to come arrest these guys, and you can get home in time to watch Letterman. Unfortunately, I've forgotten one thing. Get out of here, you monster! The old man, the one I risked my life to save, he's standing facing me, shaking fear and red in the face. Oh, I thought, so that's where the gun went. He pointed a gun at me. Back, you demon! Don't come any closer! Blam, blam, blam. I tore the alley with bullets whizzing through the air. Which just goes to show you should never get involved in other people's problems. Yeah. Chapter 2. Yeah, so then I do the gorilla thing, right? I save the old man, I'm the hero, I'm Spider-Man, I'm Wolverine, I'm Batman. Or at least Gorilla Boy, Rachel interrupted. She did a forward flip as she walked through springy grass. She's doing gymnastics. It's very distracting if someone flips while I'm talking to you. It was the day after my big hero act. We're out in the far meadow at Cassie's farm. Me, Jake, Cassie, and Rachel strung through little bunches of wildflowers. Tobias is flying overhead about 100 feet up in a sky dot with bright white clouds. And what happens when I'm playing Captain America, I asked? The old man unloads a gun to me. I totally lost the milk and my bag of M&Ms. Jake gave me a disgruntled look. Marco, it was good of you to rescue the old man, but you really shouldn't be turning into a gorilla. Now as you're reading this, you're probably thinking, Marco, time out. You left out a few things, like, how can you turn into a gorilla? Good question. It happened on a dark night when we were all heading home from the mall. There are 5 of us. Me, you already know. Jake is my best friend, though unfortunately he's kind of a pain sometimes, one of those serious type guys. You say the word responsibility, and he snaps to attention. He's the kind of guy who always seems like he's bigger than he really is, because he has a whole I'm in charge, you can trust me thing going on. He has sensible brown hair, trustworthy brown eyes, and one of those confident chins. I don't know why people are obsessed with chins, but there it is. And incidentally, I do recall from Jake's book that he doesn't really see himself as a leader, but apparently just projects a sort of leadership aura that everyone else is picking up. And yeah, Marco's a comedian, it's kind of how it goes. He also has a great sense of humor, is very smart, and I trust my life any day, any time. Not that I tell him that. Then there's Cassie. I didn't know her very well back then, but she's kind of Jake's girlfriend now. Of course, no one's supposed to know that, so shh, big secret. Cassie's the one who's the least like me. If I'm comedy, she's poetry. Comedy. She's a natural peacemaker. She's the one who knows when you're feeling bad and will find something nice to say that makes you feel better. It's not like she's manipulating you, she really just cares, like she's sincere or something. Cassie's our animal expert. Her parents are both vets, and she spends all her free time helping her dad run the wildlife rehabilitation clinic. It's the barn at their farm. They save injured woodchucks and deers and eagles and so on. Cassie actually knows how to get an injured angry wolf to take its pills. Not an easy thing, believe me. I was a wolf once. I got to her barn and you see a little short black girl in overalls and boots, her arm halfway down the throat of a wolf that could just bite it right off, and she's just smiling like it's no big deal, and the wolf would just be standing there like he's trying to earn a gold star being the best little boy in school. That takes talent. Then there's Rachel. Very beautiful, very lucky, blonde supermodel type. Miss Fashion, Miss Properly Applied Makeup, Miss Has It All Looks and Brains. Rachel is Jake's cousin and a total babe who unfortunately is also insane. See, somehow underneath all that perfect hair and teeth, there's this lunatic Amazon warrior queen just fighting to get it out. Here's what Rachel say: we decide to do something dangerous that makes you wet yourself. I'm in! Let's go! Let's do it! I swear, if she could, Rachel would be wearing a suit of armor and swinging a sword, and it'd be a fashionable suit of armor and she'd make it look great. And then there'd be Tobias. That night in countryside, he was just kind of a dweeby kid I barely knew. He liked Jake because Jake once kept some guys and beating him up, and to be honest with you, I don't even really remember what he looked like back then. Now, of course, though, he looks like a fierce, angry bird of prey. There's a downside to the morphing power we have. A time limit of 2 hours. Stay more than 2 hours and you stay forever, and that's why I was flying overhead with wide wings catching the updrafts. Tobias is a hawk. A red-tailed hawk, to be exact, and I guess he always will be. I tease him sometimes, because what happened to him scares me. Anyway, on that night we were cutting through this big abandoned construction site. It's supposed to be a shopping center, but they got half built and then stopped. And then to make a long story short, there was a spaceship. It was carrying an andalite who was dying from wounds he got in fighting the Yeerks up in Earth orbit, or thereabouts. He was the one who told us about the Yeerks. They're parasites. They use the bodies of our species and take them over. They control them. That's what you call a human who's been taken over, a controller. Jake's brother Tom is one, and Melissa, Rachel's friend, her father is one too. Bit of an awkward sentence there. The Andalites fight the Yeerks. They've been trying to stop this secret invasion, but basically they got their butts kicked. Before he died, the Andalite promised us that reinforcements would come. Eventually. In the meantime, all he could do for us was to give us a weapon, and that was the power to morph, to acquire DNA of an animal we could touch and become that animal, so that was the deal. The 5 of us, 5 ordinary kids, were supposed to fight the Yeerks till the Andalites came along and rescued us. 5 kids versus the Yeerks. The ones who'd already conquered a terrifying Harbinger made them into controllers. The Yeerks are creepy Taxan allies. The Yeerks who already infiltrated human society make controllers out of cops and teachers and soldiers and mayors and news people. They were everywhere, and they could be anyone. And all we had was 5 kids who could turn into birds. More gorillas. I just think we should be morphing out of the street in order to get involved in everyday crimes, Jake lectured me. Remember what happened when they used Carl out with Rachel and Tobias? He asked them if they were insane. I was about to argue and Rachel spoke up again. I think Marco did the right thing. Was he supposed to just walk away? I don't think so. Okay, now I know I was in the wrong, I said. Anytime Rachel thinks they're the right thing, it has to be wrong. Besides, that was my whole point. I risked my life and I don't even get a thank you. I don't know if it was a good idea, Cassie said, but the feeling behind it's good. I think it was heroic. Well, what could I say of that? It's hard to disagree with someone who just calls you a hero. Jake decided to let it go, but unfortunately the reason he had to drop is because he had something bigger to talk about. He got a serious look, and I groaned. I hate that serious look, it always means trouble. Jake, are you going to tell me why we're out walking in the fields together, aside from the fact it's a nice day and all? We're going to see Axe, Jake explained. Cassie and I have been talking the last couple days. You know what he wants to do. Uh-oh, I muttered. I just know I'm not going to like this. Well, probably not. Jake wants to go home. Home? To the Andalite homeworld, Cassie said. Axe, whose real name is Axilmi Iskroth Ishtil, is an Andalite. I stopped walking, the others did too. But isn't the Andalite homeworld kinda far away? Axe is about 82 light years, Jake confirmed. Light years about 186,000 miles per second, or rather light travels that fast, times 60 seconds per minute, times 6 seconds per hour, 24 hours a day, times 365 days per year. That's 1 light year, times 82 years. Rachel laughed. So you have been staying awake in science class, Marco. We tried to figure out in miles, but none of our calculators go that high. You know, Jake, I could be wrong, but I don't think any major airlines fly to the Andalite homeworld. Uh-huh, he said. I know. That's why I had to steal a Yeerk spaceship. Oh, okay. Chapter 3. There he is, Cassie said. I followed the direction of her gaze. Over the line of trees on the edge of the field, I saw him, Axe, the Andalite. For a distance, you'd think he's a small horse or deer. He had 4 hoof feet with a flash of amazing speed. His upper body looks like a horse's neck and head, except when he gets close, you can see he has 2 smaller, human-sized arms sticking out. His head is sort of a triangle with 2 huge, almond-shaped eyes. Those are his main eyes. There are 2 extra ones, each stuck on sort of a stalk. The stalks stand out on the top of the head and move, pointing the extra eyes in any direction. But the thing that really makes you stare is the tail. According to Cassie and Rachel, Axe is cute, but I wouldn't know being a guy and all. All I know is when you see that tail, you know right away Andalites aren't exactly koala bears or puppies. The Andalite tail resembles a scorpion tail. It curls up and over his arm with a wicked scythe blade. They can strike with its tails faster than your eye can see. I've seen the first Andalite do it. In seconds before the evil creature known as Visor-Free murdered him, he struck with that tail again and again. The memory came back as I watched Axe gallop over, a tail arced and ready. I hope there's no one around, Jake said anxiously. He scanned the area. It was pretty remote. Cassie's house and barn were way out of sight, and there's no reason anyone would be in this distant field. I looked at Miss Tobias' reddish tail feathers and gave him a wave. All clear, he called out in ThoughtSpeak. There's people having a picnic that's a couple of miles from here. Axe came galloping up. Prince Jake, he said, also in ThoughtSpeak. Jake groaned. Axe got on his head that Jake was our leader, which was partly true, and I guess for an Andalite, any leader is some sort of prince. He has no mouth. No one asked him yet how he ate with no mouth. He communicates by ThoughtSpeak. It's the same way we communicate when we're morphed. For us humans, this only works when we're morphed, and for Andalites, it's just normal. Hi, Axe, Jake said as Andalite came skidding to a stop a few feet from us. How are you doing? I am well, and each of you? I'm fine. Tobias threw down for Sky. He braked in on my land neatly in the grass. I'm fine too, Axe, or at least I once heard someone say something stupid. He looked uncertain. He swallowed his stalk eyes to get a better look at me. What stupid thing was said? Someone said we're going to try and steal a Yeerk spaceship. He smiled an Andalite smile, which was hard to describe, so that involves his eyes. You think it'll be dangerous? Dangerous? No, jumping off a 10-story building is dangerous. Sticking your tongue in an electrical socket is dangerous, not to mention painful, but stealing a Yeerk ship is beyond dangerous. The higher the danger, the higher the honor, Axe said. Is that not true? I gave Rachel a silent look. I think we found your future husband. It may be honorable to try and get a Yerk ship, Axe, and Jake said, but honor isn't our most important goal. He looked surprised. I think. His eyes widened and his stalk eye stretched up to that maximum height. It looked like surprise to me. What else do you fight for if not for honor? Jake shrugged. Look, we're just doing whatever we can to hurt the Yerks. We're also trying to stay alive. We're all there is. I mean, no one else even knows there is an invasion. If something happens to us... He let that hang. I didn't mean to offend, Axe said. You're right, of course. You're alone. If you fail, all is lost. So the question is whether this is something we can do without getting killed, Jake pointed out. Gotta be a little pragmatic about it. Yeah, we're mostly against the idea of being killed, I had. Like, how are we supposed to grab a Yerk ship? They're up in orbit, we're down here, it's not like we can just call them up and ask them to come down. Yes, we can do that. What? We can call them. Right. I can create a Yerk distress beacon. It'll send the ship to investigate. You mean like, hello? Hello? Is this visitor free? Can you send the ship down to pick me up? I was expecting everyone to laugh because they do this ridiculous, but no one did. Excuse me. Personally, I have plenty of visitor free in my life. I don't need them on the phone. It will not involve that foul beast, Axe said. There's one thing I liked about Axe, and was that he hated visitor free. He reminded me of the Andalite prince who was Axe's older brother. When either of them said Yerk, let alone visitor free, you could just feel the air vibrating from anger. It will be a minor matter, Axe said. They'll hear a distress beacon and send a bugfire to investigate. There's always at least one Harbinger and one Taxon aboard each fighter. Every time you play with Harbinger, it's not a minor thing. Do you fear them, Axe Man? He stared at me all 4 eyes now. You better believe I fear them. Fear is unworthy of a warrior. He seemed a little too determined to me. I don't know much about Andalites, but I feel like I understood this one at least a little. See, he was alive, but every other Andalite, including his brother, was dead. So I took a shot. It wasn't fair, but he was making me mad like I was some kind of coward. How many times have you fought Harbinger, or any other controller? His stalk eyes drooped. He pawed around one hoof. Never. I nodded. I thought so, so let me tell you something, Axe. It's scary. It's so scary sometimes you wish you could go ahead and die because it's easier in dealing with the terror. Well, I thought. I looked around my friends. That pretty much killed everyone's mood. It was Tobias who brought the silence. If you get a Yerk ship, can you go back to the Andalite homeworld? He seemed abashed, but he answered, yes. I hope so. If you make it, can you do anything to hurry your people up to get them here faster? I am young, like you, but I am the brother of Prince Elfingor. My people will listen to me. I know that they will come either way, but yes, perhaps if I can return and tell them how desperate your situation is... Jake took a deep breath. Okay, time for a vote. I groaned because I already knew what it would be, and it's taken a moment to talk about Axe for a second. Like Marco said, he hasn't really experienced combat yet. He got chased by Visitor Free in the last book, as I recall, and nearly died, of course, but he did kill some Taxons and a Sharkmorph, so technically he has fought some controllers. But even then, he hasn't been in as much battle as they have, so perhaps he doesn't quite get it. But the point is, he's still talking about honor and such when it really doesn't compute in this sort of situation. They're just trying to survive, basically, and do as much as they can. Honor doesn't really come into that. Honor is the sort of thing that would make sense in a military hierarchy, though, because if you want to inspire your soldiers to do something, that would be a way to do it. If you do this, it's honorable and that sort of thing. But for them, it's just a matter of survival. So there's a little culture clash there. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get to chapter 4. Okay, you ready? I asked. Yes, I'm prepared to begin the morph, Axe said. It was Saturday, a couple days after we all agreed to go ahead with the plan to catch our ship. I was in Cassie's barn, surrounded by cages full of injured animals and birds. Cassie's father and mother were both away for the day. Jake checked his watch. 10 after 10, he reported. Axe starts morphing at 10:12 and done by 10:15. The bus will be at the stop at 10:25, I said. It'll arrive at the mall at 11. By that point, Axe will have been morphed for 45 minutes. That's at least an hour and 15 on a 2-hour morph time. Is that enough? Cassie wondered. She was biting her lip nervously. I shrugged. 30 minutes to reach Radio Shack, find what he needs to make his transmitter, buy and get back, and catch the 11:30 bus. And that gets back here at 5 after 12. 10 minutes to spare. Jay looked pretty stone-faced, like he looks when he's not sure something will work. It's the best we can do. I know. Everyone ready? I should go with you guys, Rachel said for a 10th time. I should be there. No, we can't all go. Something goes wrong. We don't want everyone caught at once. And I'm sure something is going wrong. Why would you say that? Axe man sharply. Jake smiled. Marco doesn't believe in optimism. Tobias flew almost silently into the barn where open hayloft. It's still clear and the bus is right on schedule over in Margolis Avenue. Okay, Axe, time to morph, Jake said. And don't forget the morphing outfit, okay? I remind him. The concept of clothing still puzzled him. We got him skin-tight bike shorts and a t-shirt he could use for morphing, but he still didn't know why. And none of us must know anything about morphing, dealing with clothes. We learned how to morph clothing, but only things that are real tight-fitting. Every time you try to morph a jacket or sweater, they just end up shredded. And shoes? Forget about shoes. Clothing, yes, I've integrated that into my morph. Time, Jake said, pointing at his watch. He began to change. I've only seen him do it once before, so I had to rescue him from the sunken dome ship. I've seen a lot of morphing and done a lot too. It's always creepy watching a human become something strange. But watching him morph was different. He wasn't becoming an animal, he was becoming a human being. Though, of course, I point out animals are humans, but hey, humans are biased like that. The stalk eye shrank and disappeared into his head. The deadly scorpion tail shriveled and withered and slithered up inside like someone sucking a piece of spaghetti. His front hooves disappeared completely. Whoa, look out, Jake said. He caught the animal as he fell forward with no front legs to support him. Thank you, I must practice staying with 2 legs. The gash opened in his face and grew lips and teeth. A nose grew where had been small vertical slits. His eyes became smaller, more human. But the weird thing about Axmore is not just to look human, he looked like a particular human. Actually, 4 particular humans. He absorbed DNA from Jake, Cassie, Rachel, and me. Somehow I have some process to understand he would combine all 4 genetic patterns to come up with 1 person. The result was definitely strange and disturbing. I looked up and saw myself, Jake, Rachel, and Cassie too, though Axe was male. That was the most bizarre thing, thinking, hey, he looks familiar. Really familiar. Wait, that's my hair. Axe, you could either be a really pretty guy or kind of an unattractive girl. I am an Andalite, he said. Andalite. Light. Aight. Okay, put on these other clothes. Let's get going. Tobias, uniform and wrappers. On my way, I'll check the boss. More clothing? Clothing? He said. Axe, don't do that. What? Ta. That's when you play with sounds. Just say what you need to say and stop. Like I said, the Andalites have no mouths and no spoken speech. Axe seems to think mouths are some kind of toy. Yes, he agreed. Yeah. Is. And one more thing, the shoes go in your feet, not your pockets. Yes, I remember. Member. He pulled his sneakers out of his pockets and looked at them helplessly. Rachel and Cassie each took a foot and got him laced up. People are gonna think he's weird, Rachel said, saying exasperated. Fortunately, it's a mall on Saturday morning, I point out. It's full of weird people. Not this weird. This could be trouble. And a little late for you to admit I was right and this is crazy. Besides, no need to worry. I'll be there. Great, then it's sure to be a disaster. We caught the bus without a problem. Axe made strange mouth noises the whole trip, but the bus was mostly empty. We got to the mall right on time. So far, so good, Jake says. We head to the mall. I roll my eyes. Jake, do me a favor. Don't ever say, so far, so good. Only time anyone ever says that is right before everything blows up. So far, far. Axe said, trying to sound so far, so good. Oh man, I said. Chapter 5. The mall was a zoo. Wall-to-wall people. Old people moving real slow, married people with squabbling babies and big strollers, high school kids trying to look cool, mall police trying to look tough, good-looking girls carrying bags from the limited. Your basic Saturday at the mall. Okay, where's Radio Shack, Jake wondered. I don't know. Is it up on the 2nd level, by the Sears? Is that it, or is that the Circuit City? Let me check the map right there. Axe, come on with... He stopped suddenly. Marco, where's Axe? I spun around. He was right there. Bodies everywhere. All I saw were bodies. Men, women, boys, girls, babies, but no aliens, not that I could see. We'd lost Axe, and it had taken a total of 2 minutes for us to mess up. And suddenly I saw a strangely familiar face. There he is on the escalator. How'd he get over there? We took out after him, but it was so crowded we could barely move. Jake started pushing his way through. I grabbed him by the arm. Don't run, man. Mall cops think you're ripping someone off. Besides, you can't attract attention. Controllers shop too. He slowed instantly. You're right, this means people, some of them are sure to be controllers. We threaded our way through, moving as quickly as we could without being too obvious. I kept saying, excuse me, trying to bump anyone who could get mad and pound me. It seemed to take forever to reach the escalator. By then we totally lost sight of him. As long as he doesn't demorph, we're okay. I mean, what's the worst we could do? Jake, I don't want to think about the worst he could do. There. Where? Over at Starbucks, the coffee place. Oh no. I'm not as tall as Jake, so I couldn't see him as easily, but when we got near Starbucks, I spotted him. He was standing patiently in line. We got to him just in time to hear him say, I'll have a double latte, too. Bull, latte. You must have heard someone else say it. Calf or decaf? He stared. Calf? Calf? That'll be $2.95. He stared some more. $5. Jay reached his pocket and yanked some money. I bought the paper things at Radio Shack. Here you go, stop peeling off $3. I took Axe's arm and got him to a pickup window. Axe, don't go off me, okay? We almost lost you. Lost? I am here. Here. Yeah, look, just stay close, okay? I go take a look. See, it's your fault. You said so far, so good. The Starbucks guy handed him a paper cup. He took it, he looked around to see what other people were doing, like then he put the lid on his cup, and then still mimicking yours, he attempted to drink. Actually you have to drink where the little hole is in the lid. A hole in the lid. No spills. Ills. This is the coolest thing Axe had ever seen. I guess coffee cup technology hadn't advanced very far in the Android home world. Probably because they don't have mouths, so drinking's not a big concern. For whatever reason, they wouldn't shut up about it. So simple. Ample. But so effective. Yeah, it's a real miracle of human technology. I wanted to try other mouth uses. Drinking. Eating. After all, I added eating. Ting. Just line a little hole up in your mouth. Come on, there's Radio Shack. We almost lost like 10 minutes. The two of us hemmed Axe in and herded him toward Radio Shack. Then he drank the coffee. Ah! Oh, what was that? What? I asked alarm. I swung my head back and forth looking for some danger. A new sense. I can't explain it. It comes from this mouth. He pointed at his mouth. It happened when I drank the liquid. It was very pleasant. It took me seconds for checking I understand what he's talking about. Oh, taste. He's tasting. He doesn't usually have a sense of taste. At least he stopped repeating sounds I heard. Taste, he said, contradicting me. Aced. To aced. He drank his coffee and rushed to Radio Shack. Okay, look, Axe, we don't have much time. See if the stuff you need is here. I'll say this for Axe, he may have been a little weird by human standards, but he knows technology. He went from down to pegboards in the back of the store and just started lifting up different components. This must be a primitive Rambles, he said, inspecting a small switch, and this could be a sort of FLIR. Very primitive, but it will work. In 10 minutes time, he accumulated a dozen components ranging from coaxial cable to batteries of things he didn't recognize. Good, he said. All I lack is a Z-space transponder. Ponder. A what? A Z-space transponder. It translates a signal into zero space. Oh, to Jake. Zero space? He looked at me and shrugged. Never heard of it. He looked doubtful. Zero space. Zero. The opposite of true space. Anti-reality. He looked patiently. Zero space. The non-dimension where faster light travel is possible. Bull. Possible. Oh, I said sarcastically. That's zero space. Axe, sorry to be primitive and all, but we don't have faster light travel, and I've never heard of zero space. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Let's get all this stuff and worry about the Earth thing later, Jake said calmly, but I could tell he's getting slightly hacked off. I assume that means angry. I'll go pay for this. He drained the last of his coffee. Taste, he said. I would like more taste. He cocked his head. I smell things. I believe that there is a connection between smell and taste. Yeah, you're right. We can't travel faster than light, but we can make sticky bun that smells pretty good. Sticky, I said. Must he carry this? Indicated his empty coffee cup. No, you can just throw that away. Bad choice of words. He threw the coffee cup, and he threw it hard. It went to cashier's head. Hey, sorry, it was an accident, man. I yelped, rushing a cashier. He's sick. He has a condition, like out-of-control spasms. She said, yeah, it's not his fault. It's like a seizure. And the clerk wrote it said, okay, forget it. Besides, he's out of here, and that's all I care about. He what? We turned fast, he was gone. Jake grabbed a bag of stuff and raced after me into a stream of people. Axe was nowhere to be seen. But I looked out at the lower level. This crap people planet is surging, all moving in the same direction like they were running to see something. He's heading to the food court, Jake said. Oh, I have a very bad feeling about this. We ran for the escalator and we shoved down it, yelling excuse me every 2 seconds. We got to the food court, weren't away for the crowd, laughing, giggling, pointing people, and there, all alone, because all the same people pulled away, was Axe. He was racing on some kind of lunatic from table to table, snatching up leftover food and shoving it in his mouth. As I watched, he grabbed a half-eaten slice of pizza. Taste! He yelled as he scarfed a huge bite. He threw the rest of the pizza through the air, dismissed the mall cop who was closing in on him. He couldn't care less. He found a piece of Cinnabon. This is the smell, he cried. He jammed a roll in his mouth. Taste. Taste. Wonderful. Full. They do make a good sticky bun, I muttered to Jake. We have to get him out of here. A too late look at the three more mall cops. The cops jumped at Axe. He decided it was a good time to throw the rest of the bun away and hit the nearest one in the face. Axe, run, I yelled. I guess I got through because Axe ran. Unfortunately, he couldn't run very well as two-legged morph, so as he ran, still chased by huffing, puffing mall police, he began to change. Why? Axe, why? He must be on some kind of food high. He's not thinking clearly. Chapter 6. Stop, I top yelled. I'm ordering you to halt. But Axe wasn't interested in halting. He was panicked. A woman stepped out of the buy shop holding a bag full of colorful jars. Axe plowed into her and the bag went flying. The soft skin grew out of the top of his head. The extra eyes appeared in the ends and turned backward to watch people chasing him. Nick and I are two of those people who are ahead of the cops, not by much. Fortunately, I guess the cops assumed we were just idiots running along for fun. Heard one of the cops yelling his walkie-talkie. Cut him off at the east entrance. Legs gonna grow up on the chest of his new Animorph, his own front legs small at first, but growing fast. He was slowing down as human legs began to change, and knees are reversing direction, his spine elongated beginnings of a tail, and that's when the screaming started. What is that? What is that? People were screaming and running and dropping their bags to call a glimpse of a nightmare creature acts become. Half human, half animal, like a fluid, shifting mess of half-formed features. I couldn't blame them. I felt like screaming myself. We were getting near the exit, racing past a shoe repair place. Suddenly Axe went forward, tangled up his own mutating legs, and he skidded down the polished marble floor. Most of the crowd were up behind them, all police still hit us. You kids get out of the way, this guy could be dangerous. Axe sprang up. He was much more sure himself now he was on his 4 hooves. The morph was complete. His mouth was gone, his eyes are in place, his 2 arms and full 4 legs were formed, and at last a tail appeared. It was then I heard the nearest small cop my awed, frightened whisper say, "And a light!" I turned and looked at him. Only a controller recognized one. The controller caught Drew his gun from his holster. "Run!" I yelled at Axe. The controller stood behind Axe in the door. Big mistake. The tail flashed, faster than my eyes could follow, and his gun went flying over the air. He clutched a hand that was red with blood. And out the doorway blew, running for our lives. Sirens. Those are real cops coming inside, not mall rent-a-cops. Where should we go? Asked the man, averting a thought speak. Oh, now he wants advice! We turned frantically. The bus is not going to be an option. The mall cops poured from the glass doors. The state police screamed for us in their black and whites. All we could do was run, so we ran up rows of parked cars, 2 kids and a guy who didn't belong in his plant. The grocery store. What? And there's a grocery store across the parking lot. It was the only place we could go. The cars reached a halt all around us. Freeze! I don't think so. We jetted for a big glass door supermarket in a full panicked run. I expected to hear guns firing and bullets whizzing. Jackie yelled, "Help me here!" I had an idea of slowing down our pursuers. There were a big row of parked grocery carts shoving back toward the doors. Jake grabbed on and helped. They were off and running when Axe scaring shakily into slippery floor and banging into groceries. Cans of olives and tomatoes crashed behind him. Customers screamed and crashed their carts into each other. "It's a monster! Mommy, it's a monster!" some little kid yelled. "It's just a pretend monster," his mother said. "Yeah, pretend monster, right." That's our way out. Is in the aisle, but I need some time. Need to get everyone out of the way. We couldn't have witnesses. "There's a bomb!" I screamed, top of my lugs. "Bomb!" "What, Jake man? There's a bomb! Bomb in the store! Run! Everyone out! Bomb!" "What are you doing?" "The cops have placed around. There's only one way out," I snapped. I pointed at the live lobster tank at the end of the aisle by the seafood counter. Oh no. "Oh yes," I grinned. The shoppers were running panicky from the supposed bomb or just from Axe, but the baskets in the doorway and people shoving to escape slowed the cops down for a few precious moments. I had a feeling the cops would make sure no real cops came after us. They want us themselves and no witnesses. "Let's go for a swim," I said. It was a big lobster tank, fortunately. I hoisted myself to the side and climbed in. Jake was right behind me. We each grabbed a lobster and threw one to Axe. It wasn't easy acquiring it. It took concentration. All I could think of was an awful lot of cops outside ready to rush in, and they all have guns. The lobster went limp and passive what animals do when you acquire them. I dropped them back in the water, and we stripped off our clothes and shoes and stuffed them along with the Radio Shack bag and the trash can. X-Ray began to morph. Jake and I waited till he shrunk a little and hauled him in the tank with us. He was very hard, like armor. His arms began to split open as well. Then I began to morph. I've been afraid a lot since being an Animorph, but I've not gotten used to it, and I can tell you I was scared my bones were rattling. So scared my bones were rattling. Any second they're gonna rush in, they'd call it just half morphed. Looked over at Jake and his eyes were gone, replaced by little black BBs. Ugh. As I watched 8 spindly blue insect-like legs erupting from his chest. Ah! I yelled in shock. Jake's face seemed to split open in a complex mess of vowels. I thought I would have thrown up seeing that, except I too no longer had a mouth. At that very moment, I felt antennae explode in my forehead like impossibly long spears. I was shrinking as I morphed, falling down to the water which around my thighs and now around my neck. I had a terrifying sensation knowing that all the bones on my body were dissolving. A hard, fingernail-like crust covered me all over. My human body was melting away, my vision was fading, I could no longer see what a human does, which is a good thing because I really did not want to see what I was becoming.